The controversy surrounding the construction of airport roads seems to be gaining height every day. Corporate social irresponsibility. Legislatures say MTN is not culpable, and Majority House Leader makes case for children. Thank you for logging on to NITV. This is House Report. I am Adeshayo Adebomi.
And I am Rachel Owa. The plenary session on the 25th of May 2010 was without the Speaker of the House, Right Honourable Dimeji Bankole, but Honourable Usman Nufada was on ground to steer the affairs of the proceeding.
Two of the four bills presented and passed on the floor of the House were for third reading. A bill for an act to alter the provisions of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and a bill for territory, Abuja Area Court Act, and to provide for other related matters.
The other two bills, which were for first and second reading, were 2010 budget proposals of the Nigerian Communications Commission and Universal Service Provision Fund, and a bill for an act to amend the Pension Reform Act No. 2 of 2004 to exclude the members of the armed forces of the Federation from the application of the scheme.
But before the bills were passed, Honorable Dino Melayo from Kogi State brought an urgent matter to the notice of the House concerning the controversial contract of the construction of Airport Road, which was awarded during the tenure of former FCT Minister Adamu Ailero and now named after the late President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua.
Yesterday, the federal government did a downward review of the contracts of this Abuja second runway from 63.8 billion to 49 billion naira, thereby saving 13.5 billion for the Nigerian taxpayers.
However, this was not good enough, or better still, it was not the bone of contention on that day. Dino wanted every further work on the construction brought to a halt and to also be considered as a matter of national urgency.
The problem is not about the reduction in the cost of constructing the second Abuja runway, but this Honorable House asked the Committee on Aviation to conduct a public investigative hearing. That was done. Report was laid on the floor of this House. And Mr. Speaker, by resolution, this House asked that the contract be stopped until investigation is concluded. And the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as he then was, late President Umaru Yar'Adua, stopped that contract. And having stopped that contract, Mr. Speaker, the report has been laid. We are yet to consider that report. People were indicted only for a committee to reduce the money. We don't know who are the culprits, what has happened. I want to move this House, Mr. Speaker, that for the respect of the legislator and the integrity of this House, that the federal government suspend forthwith any issue that has to do with the contract until the report submitted on the floor of this House last week is considered, and thereby recommendations made before any further discussion on the matter. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And so it was, and recommended for live coverage, which never took place.
We take this matter as a matter of urgent national importance to say aye. Aye. Those against to say nay. Matter to be taken on Thursday live.
The House was thrown into commotion a few minutes later when Honorable Independence Ogunlewe from Imo State took the floor, relying on Order 5, Rule 1.
For the purposes of this hallowed chamber can only be handled in an executive session.
No, you have to raise the matter for me to know whether it is. It's not you that will determine whether it will go into executive session or not. It's me who is the presiding officer for now.
Do I approach the table or do I speak?
No, you can say it.
Okay. No, don't worry. Mr. Speaker,
He said the matter was one that concerned everyone, and within a matter of minutes, the House was turned into a theatre of disarray. This lasted for a while.
You and me.
Okay, go ahead.
And it's not for the public. It's not for the consumption of the camera.
Or meet me in the office then. You meet me in the office then.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
You meet me in the office. See me in the office then. You can see me in the office.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
You can see me in the office.
Nobody said I should do from there.
You can see me in the office.
Point of order. It has become obvious that they an orchestrated something to destroy the house. They did this publication yesterday and they don't want us to stop. So if I take it up, we expose ourselves. And he says that
if it is honorable colleagues, order please.
Order!
If it is an issue between let him see me in the office. If it is me and him, let him see me in the office. Let him see me in the office. Nita Karabudishi. It's Kari. It's Kari. It's Kari.
At the end of the commotion, members went into a closed-door session. The reason for that, undisclosed, but it was obvious the matter had been quashed as the members moved on to another matter when pressmen were allowed back in.
Now it was time for the House members to debate whether the Army should be excluded from the application of the pension scheme. Members argued for and against this bill, but first, Honorable Femi Bajabiamila sought a clarification from the House.
Mover of the bill, and I called him just a minute ago to find out exactly what is going on. Will the military be receiving pension? Is there something that has been arranged for them? Reason being that the laws of the Constitution is very clear in section 174 of the Constitution. It says all matters of pension and gratuity for everybody in public service shall be regulated by law.
Honorable Ganiyu Olukolu on his part urged the House to allow the bill scaled through second reading.
The bill has come at a very auspicious time. All over the world, members of the armed forces are treated with a lot of respect. So Nigeria should not be an exception.
Honorable Manuel Bello, in a summation, pointed out the proposed amendment had some problems.
The first problem I noticed from the Principal Act is that it is mandatory for the employer to do his statutory contribution, which is, in the case of armed forces, 10%. Now, if you are withdrawing the 5%, that means, which is, though a saving by the individual contributing to the scheme, if you withdraw that 5%, it means that the employer will continue to pay 10% only, because that is what is statutory in the law. This amendment has not seek to amend the contribution of the employer. So if we pass it for second reading as it is, there is a problem, because the balance of 5% which was coming from the employee will not be there, will not have been captured by this amendment. That is the first problem I have seen. The second problem, Mr. Speaker, is that the contribution is a personal contribution which is a saving, because when you retire, you take it. It will be out of place for us, Mr. Speaker, to sit down here in Parliament and increase the burden of salary wage on the armed forces by the government without discussing with government. I think it's not fair.
If it is the Nigerian Army, it means they are rendering specialized service.
And it is in recognition of that specialized service that the world over decided that, look, we cannot join these people with other people. Let us continue to maintain that specialization so that we continue to keep their morale in the discharge of their duties to protect the territorial integrity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
After much deliberations, the bill was put to vote and it scaled through second reading.